Democrat representative gets violent over the Second Amendment. Trump trolls the left with a possibility of a third term. And dieting is now racist. This is The Loaded Mic, and I'm Dan Wass. Left-wing violence is spilling over into all areas of society. Now, we often ask ourselves, well, how do people on the political left become so angry over issues that most people see as topics that can easily be discussed rationally? The mental conditioning that has been perpetrated on the most psychologically vulnerable people in our society is real, and it's done for the purpose of changing laws in America. And when it comes to firearms, the propaganda and mental conditioning is especially egregious in its nature. Now, recently, during a Tennessee state legislature gun control hearing, Democrat Representative Justin J. Pearson acted out violently as a result of what appears to be a severe case of anti-gun conditioning. Now, apparently, Pearson does not appreciate Tennessee's constitutional carry laws, something our founding fathers intended when they wrote the Second Amendment. Now, there are 29 constitutional carry states in the U.S., but Pearson was proposing a bill to reinstate the requirement of carry permits in the state of Tennessee. On March 26, 2025, Pearson made a speech on the House floor and tried to blame the death of his brother on a lack of gun control laws. Now, before verbally attacking Republican Representative Andrew Farmer, Pearson was seen yelling and screaming on the House floor and having to be held back from physically attacking Farmer. And Pearson said the following. He said, "It's a pathetic excuse for you not to answer the question of why we are doing nothing about the gun violence epidemic." Well, Pearson's brother committed suicide and used a firearm to do it. There's been a desperate attempt by the anti-gun crowd to correlate suicides with firearms. Now, we know that those who are willing to take their own life will not simply change their mind because they don't have access to a firearm. And we learned that suicides are not reduced in the absence of guns after watching two major gun bans occur in Australia. The Australian government decided in the 1990s that they would ban firearms under the guise of stopping suicides. The bans did nothing to change the trajectory in the amount of self-inflicted deaths that occurred. Unfortunately, American media has been consistently spreading the lie that suicides would be reduced by enacting more gun control laws. And people like Representative Pearson, who seem easily misled by this type of propaganda, continue to fall for it. It's understandable how people exposed to an abundance of anti-gun propaganda could be so passionate about gun control after experiencing the loss of a family member. But Pearson's entire argument for gun permitting as a way of reducing suicide is based on a false premise, and his violent behavior shows just how effective the media is at brainwashing the most psychologically weak among us. For more Second Amendment content, check out my Good Gun, Bad Guy book series at goodgunbadguy.com. And we're going to talk about this and many other things with, he's so smart, you can see his intellect from your backyard, John Chiara.
Hey.
And he doesn't have a backyard, but he once went swimming at his neighbor's house, Anthony Diso.
No.
All right, so you heard the story about Democrat Representative Pearson going bananas. I want to show you a video of Democrat Representative Pearson, and then I want to get your guys' opinion and comments. Go ahead, can we roll that?
5-minute recess.
Chaos at the Tennessee state capitol, an argument between lawmakers nearly turning violent. Democrat Justin Pearson was proposing a bill to reinstate gun carry permits, just weeks after he says his brother died by suicide using a gun.
I appreciate the conversation and discussion, because that's what democracy requires. Our questions, our conversation, our discussion, not just the end of debate, because you don't want to hear something.
Moments later, Republican Andrew responded.
I know every member in this committee's been here this year working, and I know you may have some things going on, but you have not. So I don't think it's fair for you to come in front of this committee and lecture us on hard work and convictions.
It is a pathetic excuse for you to not answer the question of why we are doing nothing about the gun violence epidemic than to personally attack me.
Eventually, his microphone cut off, but he keeps yelling at Farmer. After order was restored, Republicans rejected Pearson's bill. Then he walked up to Farmer.
5-minute recess.
Pearson was physically restrained and left the meeting, later saying, "I never thought I would have to defend grieving my brother in a General Assembly subcommittee." Farmer saying Pearson was trying to attack and demean his colleagues and then attempted to confront me physically. The two have a history. Farmer supported expelling Pearson back in 2023 for leading a protest on the House floor.
So there you go.
There you go.
So this guy is absolutely convinced that because Tennessee is one of the constitutional carry states, that's how his brother was able to commit suicide with a gun.
He should have took the gun away from his brother himself. What was he doing? He was there, right?
Is he that stupid?
Apparently.
So what the hell does constitutional carry have anything to do with his brother having a gun in his hand?
Nothing.
This is the problem.
Was his brother a registered gun owner, a legal gun owner?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Well, you don't even have to be.
You don't have to be. That's right.
All right.
But the problem is, okay, so you don't have to have a license to get a gun. Okay, so that's normal. That's normal process in America as our founding fathers wanted it. The idea that this guy was so unstable that he would take his own life is somehow
The gun's fault?
the gun's fault and the state's
And even
fault?
if he didn't have a gun, he could kill himself. 10 other. So what if he overdosed on pills? Is he going after Big Pharma?
Well, that's just it, because when you look at the Australian government, two major gun bans in Australia, and they said, "Oh, we're going to stop suicides." That was the excuse. That was the thing that they did in Australia to get people to support the gun grabs. It was a rifle ban, a big buyback, and then there was a pistol ban as well. But the trajectory of suicides at the time, before this happened, were on a slight trajectory down. So somehow suicides were going down. And after they did the gun bans, the trajectory stayed exactly the same. It didn't make any drastic moves either way.
So it was all just a gun grab from the citizens, and they fell for it.
They can just go on, walk out into the outback, and it's like sitting on the ice floe, right? See ya, bye. Somebody, in Australia, if you want to commit suicide, just go walking off into the
What's the ice float?
Well, that's what they used to do to people that were dying. They put them out on the ice floe.
Oh, I didn't know that. I learned something new.
Freeze to death slowly.
Or get brutally killed by a kangaroo. Whatever works better.
Whatever. I saw a guy getting in a boxing match with a kangaroo.
Yeah, it was fun. But this guy's an idiot. Either way, his brother was going to kill himself.
Yeah. And that's typically what the data shows us.
Right.
Right. They're going to
One way or
how many
another.
suicides, first of all, are multiple attempts until they're successful? A lot of them, I would assume. Right?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know the exact number on that.
They take pills, they do whatever.
Right. So either way, regardless of how he did it, he was going to do it.
I mean, if it was the gun's fault.
Good job being there for your brother, man.
Well, I wonder if he was actually there. He may have been in Washington and his brother was somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know if he was actually there or not.
Expecting the gun laws to protect his brother from killing himself. It makes no sense.
Just the idea that, people will either he actually believes it, that because Tennessee doesn't have Tennessee's constitutional carry, he actually believes that his brother killed himself because of that, or I don't know what else he could think. I mean, or he's just using it as an excuse, using his own brother's death as an excuse to push for more gun
Could
control.
be either one, right? He could be coming at it from either direction.
And either way, on one hand, he would be stupid for not understanding that it has nothing to do with it. On the other hand, he could be totally evil and politically motivated. But if he was using his brother as an
pretty
excuse,
sick.
that's sick.
That's what he was doing.
I'm not accusing him of that. I'm just saying that it can only be one of two things. Either he actually believes it.
Yeah, he was, no.
I mean, my God, these people are so, we have 29 Now, the majority of states are constitutional carry.
Right.
And you got this clown.
How come we're not hearing about mass murders in all those states?
Exactly. Actually, those are the states where crime is lower. But you get this clown who is actually trying to reverse it in Tennessee.
Never going to happen.
Unbelievable.
If that were the case, we should never let Asian women register cars.
Because they can't drive.
So, what are you trying to say, Dan?
I'm saying exactly that. Asian women can't drive. Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Didn't you just imply it?
I was saying something totally different. You took it right there.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
Oh, he suckered you into that one.
He suckered me right here.
5-10 minute.
5-10 minute. I'll be there 5-10 minute. All right. No, but I don't know. That's the saying. That's what they say. Asian people in general can't drive as well.
I don't know.
Well, why don't you see any Asian NASCAR racers?
Bus drivers. Never seen any Asian bus drivers.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. They're too short. They don't fit in the seat.
Danny's in the control room laughing at us. Anyway, you want to know who's fighting for your gun rights? Gun Owners of America. GOA is the no compromise gun rights group. I urge you to become a member at gunowners.org. What have they done? Well, GOA secured a preliminary injunction against the ATF pistol brace rule. GOA members submitted a record 85,000 plus comments opposing the ATF's universal registration check rule. They helped enact permitless carry in Nebraska and Florida. GOA secured victories in California, Illinois, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Plus, they won 2 legal victories against the ATF's zero tolerance policy. And GOA fought to overturn Joe Biden's ban on funding hunter education, shooting sports, and archery in schools. So with the constant attacks on our Second Amendment, we often ask ourselves, well, what can I do about it? Well, this is what you can do. You can become a member at gunowners.org and help us save the Second Amendment. All right.
And that sponsor was sponsored by Asian Driving School.
Wow.
Oh, boy. See, people don't always hear Danny in the control room, and he's in there making us laugh too. So anyway, so let's get to some, we got a ton of stuff to go through today. Trump FCC is to investigate DEI discrimination at Disney. Now, this is pretty interesting. This is an article from Breitbart. Let me get my notes here. And there's Danny Wass Jr. What's he doing?
Adjusting
cameras. Okay. So, the Federal Communications Commission Enforcement Bureau has launched an investigation into hiring practices at Disney and ABC to ensure neither is violating equal employment opportunity regulations through DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion discrimination. It says, I want to ensure that Disney and ABC have not been violating FCC equal employee opportunity regulations by promoting individual forms of diversity, equity, and inclusion discrimination. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr said Thursday in a letter, I'm sorry, that was FCC Chairman Brendan Carr. He said it to Walt Disney Company Chief Executive Officer Bob Iger. So let me just make sure I make that correction. FCC investigation is to ensure Disney and ABC have ended any and all discriminatory initiatives in substance, not just in name, Carr said. Okay, can you believe that we have this left-wing spin on racism where now they've managed to turn society in a way where white people are being discriminated against?
It's okay.
But right, it seems okay to them.
Yeah, I threw my white privilege card out yesterday.
I never had one. So did you
got
enjoy it for a little while?
I only had it for like a month or so.
How come we don't have them?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, we all understand racism in our past, slavery and other areas of racism that we've had in America. But they've been so committed to divide America on this topic that they found ways through DEI to actually turn the tables and implement or inflict racism on white people now. It's just an amazing thing.
But did you notice white people don't give a damn?
We don't give a damn. We don't care.
Because we're not crybabies. That's the problem. Like, the other side will go to the world's end to let you know
Yeah.
that you're a racist trash can.
Yeah, but they actually
But I
are.
don't care.
Well, it's the liberals who are the racists.
I don't care. They can go F themselves. I don't care. Doesn't bother me that you're racist towards me. I don't care. I'm doing my thing. I'm living life. I don't care.
I don't care either.
It's almost like the situations we have with the ongoing wars. It's like one party in all these wars, and with this same battle with the DEI, it's like they don't want the problem to end. You know, they want it to keep going. That's their strength, is that struggle and that fight and keeping people involved in that and stuff. Yeah. But it's all just victim mentality to a gigantic degree. And it's just, I don't see how that ever turns out to be a good thing for anybody. Who wins with that?
Well, they're so obsessed with it. The political left is so obsessed with it that everything that they do, it seems, is first seen through this lens of racism. And we're going to talk more about in this episode. We're going to talk more about racism in different areas.
Oh boy,
or race baiting, or left wing racism, or whatever you want to call it. But
cracker jacking.
You're cracker jacking. Where do you come up with this stuff? I don't have any crackers. I'm cracker jacking.
Yeah, you want some cheese with that?
All right, so. For decades, Disney focused on churning out box office and programming successes. But then something changed. Disney has now been embroiled in rounds of controversy surrounding its DEI policies because people aren't having it. They're like, you damn liberals are creating all these problems and all this unnecessary racism in our society, and we don't want it. Nobody wants it. Black people don't want it. White people don't want it. Liberals want it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the same with all the woke agenda, right? You know, you go watch a Star Wars movie and a teenage girl has to bail out Harrison Ford because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
It's like, how does that make sense? What theme is that? But you see it so often, right?
Oh, yeah.
The young girl's going to save the day because she's way better than all these older white men who don't know anything about anything.
Right.
You know, in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. Well, white men have been in movies and television and commercials have been demoted to kind of just this goofy, the idea that when you watch these shows, you can see what they're trying to do.
Absolutely.
They're trying to manipulate society to see our society differently than it really is.
Right.
In overall generality,
Well, the Equalizer is now Queen Latifah.
She's an, how do you
Have
mean?
you seen that show?
No.
The new Equalizer show? It's
Never saw
it's
it.
Queen Latifah. She kicks everybody's butt.
Of course.
And I like Queen Latifah. She's great. She's actually good in the show, but it's just an interesting twist where it's all in that direction. It's all, everything has to be like, but on the flip side of that, in reality, the stat that a lot of people commonly ignore is that educated black women in this country in 2025 make more money than white men. So that throws the whole gender gap, pay gap thing into the dumpster and stuff. And why would you ignore it? Why would you not? Let's talk about those women like they're great people and encourage young black girls to emulate those people instead of making them all victims all the time. How does that help?
But the left wingers, the liberals, feel like they have to take something away from white people and give it to black people.
It's all,
but it doesn't help black people or white people in that, because it doesn't help black people, because what they're doing is they're like these DEI policies. You're giving a black person a job that they may not qualify for just because they're black, and you're taking that away from a white person who could be qualified. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't have any of that crap. It should all be based on merit.
Experience.
Or experience, success.
Imagine hiring a pilot
I
because
know.
he's black, he has no experience, but the Navy or the Air Force pilot guy that has 30 years of flying experience didn't get it.
Yeah.
I ain't getting on that plane.
Yeah.
You can fly your own self into the mountain.
And an interesting piece about this topic is that if you talk about it like we're talking about it, and you don't conform your conversation to support that the liberal side, the liberal narrative, then you're somehow racist. So I know that even just having this conversation, the libs are going to try to find a way to make it look like we're racist. But the truth is, what we're really doing is we're being honest. And we're saying there should be no advantages for some people because of their skin color. It should be based on merit. It should be based on experience.
Like I
and
said, I don't
ability.
want a pilot flying a plane because he's black. He has no experience. I'm sorry, I'm not getting on a plane.
I don't want a pilot flying a plane because he's white and he has no experience.
Did you hear about
but
the
that's
idiot?
not the point,
Did
right?
you hear
It should
about
be
the idiot
merit.
that let his kids fly the plane into the ground? No. That was a good one.
Oh my God.
Yep, let his kids fly the plane, and he goes, "Yep, we're going down. I can't recover." Boop. Right in. Would you take your kids to school day?
Send me the link on that.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, again, when you say stuff like that, it just harkens back to me in my mind about Michelle Obama talking about the pie and that there's only a certain amount of this. And so, I mean, if you have the opinion in your head that you have to take away from somebody else in order to give to somebody else, instead of teaching success strategies so you can build more and make a bigger pie, that's how this country was put together. If this is the whole thing with the corporations that came about, a lot of it because of this country being formed way, way, way back in the 1700s. Before that, if you wanted something, you had to take it from somebody else. You had to steal, you had to plunder, you had to take over their country, you had to make people slaves until the corporations came about and gave us a way to actually generate
Produce
wealth.
stuff. Yeah.
Right, that's all. But
Well, another thing
that.
that the libs are doing is they're telling black people, for instance, black people or any minority group, that you can't succeed unless we take from someone else and give
yet
to you.
Asians succeed. How do
Exactly.
they possibly succeed?
I think that really what they're trying to do, because the ultimate result is, I think that the liberals are trying to keep black people down and trying to keep black people under the control of the Democratic Party.
Well, that's what's happening, right? For a large
That's
degree.
the result.
Thankfully, a lot of people are waking up little by little. But
Well, look at all they did back in the 50s and 60s. They drove the father out of the house, and now look, these kids have no father figure.
As soon as welfare started, that was,
Yeah.
and now they encourage fatherless homes by offering mothers more money if the father's not there.
right.
So, of course, and we talked about this on the show before, I have rental properties, and a lot of times when people come and they want to rent apartments and stuff, I see the applications, and not all the time, but a lot, it says the woman will be applying, and then she'll also list the man as her fiance. It's always fiance, because I think we generally have an intention to want to get married and want to unite, but they can't if they're collecting any kind of government assistance, because they'll lose that money. So I think what happens with people in the collecting, government assistance is that they want to be married. They want to have a household and a real family. So they live under this fiance type relationship, and that might satisfy them a little bit while also being able to still collect on. That's just my theory. What do you guys think?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, since it's been in effect for generations, that would incentivize the result that we see, right?
Yeah.
All the stuff you're talking about.
Once you get married, then your incomes combine. Then you're out of that bracket of getting the money.
That's why you have a fiance.
What? I don't need no damn fiance. What's wrong with you, cracker?
Oh, that was in the past. Sorry, that was before the pawn shop.
What's wrong with you, cracker? All right, let me get to one of our sponsors real quick. The Cali Key. Now, this device, the Cali Key, removes your AR from the definition of a so-called assault weapon. Did you know that when so-called assault weapon ban lists are created, they exclude manually operated bolt-action firearms? So just by dropping this Cali Key into your direct impingement AR in place of your semi-automatic BCG, you'll have a bolt-action rifle that falls outside the definition of assault weapon. You don't need to do anything else. So give the Cali Key a look, because with it, you could retain all your rifle's features, avoid registration complications, revive your black rifle sales if you're an FFL, regain the ability to do private party transfers, legally transport across hostile jurisdictions, hunt with your AR in areas like Pennsylvania, enhance long-range precision and quieter suppressed shooting. Cali Key has state-specific expert attorney opinions on its website and supports grassroots Second Amendment organizations with its sales. Cali Key's mission is to empower customers and claw back our civil liberties. So go to CaliKey.com and use the discount code LOADED. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, from time to time on the show, we're going to bring you clips of other human beings doing things that, well, may not be the smartest thing to do.
Idiots.
We call this new segment, Don't Be an Idiot.
Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
All right. So in this video, we have a couple motorcycle riders who can't seem to get it right. And this video comes from Steve Inman. And the funniest part is the one guy is called Discount Tom Cruise. It's hysterical. Watch this.
Well, looks like we got Discount Tom Cruise trying to pull off the Mission Impossible here, but he automatically goes from Tom Cruise to Tom Cruise as he gets a slip-a-doodle too. Oh my God, he gets tossed and
Watch his friend.
His boyfriend isn't there to save him in time, and he crashes as well. My God, this course is cursed. Either that or Skynet
Mike's
is
like,
taking
well, I'm
over.
gonna go home.
This man is being safely towed, and it's a stunt gone terribly wrong. You had one job, dude, and you end up going from friggin' Tom Cruise to Tom Cruise. Damn it, man.
So how is that bike staying up? He's not on the bike. It keeps going. How does that happen?
Well, that's the gyro effect, isn't it? I mean, you ever,
I don't
you ever
know.
seen take a gyro and it kind of like when it's in motion, I think it kind of, it'll,
He's not. Maybe he had the throttle locked. Could be.
well, maybe.
That
Probably
bike's
had the
still
throttle
going.
locked. Huh?
Still going.
That bike's still going.
Cool. I've crashed many times. I know the feeling. Hitting the pavement is great.
While we're on it, I want to do a woke patrol. This is gonna be funny.
Woke Patrol.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
Now, the wokesters are given a series of talking points for all their political topics. The problem occurs when they make accusations or claims and don't have the underlying data to support the claims. So in this video, a very uninformed anti-Elon protester declares that Elon should go back to where he came from, but didn't know that he came from South Africa. Check this out.
We're here right now. What would you tell him?
Go back where you come from.
America or
Where he came from.
South Africa?
South Africa?
South Africa, right?
Oh, gotta go.
You gotta love it when they get. It's like, oh, whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, gotta go.
That's pretty fun. Gotta go.
What an idiot.
Oh, these people
Don't
are
be
just
an idiot.
insane. They're so set.
South Africa. Oh, gotta go. Gotta go. Wait a minute.
They're so set. We got to wrap it
That's
up.
great.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back after this.
Cali Key removes your AR from the definition of an assault weapon. It lets you keep your rifle with all its features, avoid registration hassles, and transport in hostile jurisdictions. The Cali Key also lets you hunt in jurisdictions like Pennsylvania and enhances long-range precision shooting. Cali Key's expert legal opinions empower informed decisions, and sales help grassroots Second Amendment organizations. Cali Key is your tool to keep and equip your AR, empower yourself, and defend your civil rights.
Our founding fathers saw them coming over 200 years away. That's why they wrote the Second Amendment. Join us in the fight to preserve your gun rights and stop unconstitutional gun control. Gun Owners of America is the country's only no-compromise gun rights organization. Not only do we inform and educate, but we bring the fight to court and win. Your God-given right to keep and bear arms is our top priority. Become a member today and help us take back America. Join us at gunowners.org. All right, so I got this. Did you guys hear about Trump talking, kind of trolling the Democrats?
Yeah, the third term.
Third term. So Trump says he's not joking about running for a third term. He adds that it's too early to think about it. But here's an article from Daily Caller. He says President Trump revealed he's not joking about running for a third term during a Sunday phone call with NBC News' Kristen Welker. He said, a lot of people want me to do it, Trump reportedly told Welker, vaguely referring to allies. But I mean, I basically tell them we have a long way to go. You know, it's very early in the administration. He says, I'm focused on the current president continued. I'm not joking, Trump clarified, but I'm not. If it's far too early to think about it. There are methods which you could do it, Trump added. This is where they're really going to go crazy because there are methods you can do it. Trump added, responding to a question on if he has embraced plans to seek re-election for a third term. Seeking a third term, however, is prohibited by the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, the amendment states. So what are you guys' thoughts?
JD runs. He runs as vice president. JD steps down. He's president again. But he's just doing this to extend his lame duckness out so that people think they're focusing on all this stuff instead of what he's doing. Hopefully, it's just a play. You know?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to annoy him.
Yeah, it's easy.
All right. Well, I just got word that we're missing a clip. So let's see. Anyway, Trump says, I've raised a lot of money for the next race that I assume I can't use for myself, but I'm not 100% sure, he said to the House Republicans days after emerging victorious in the 24 general election. I think I'm not allowed to run again. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny.
It's pretty funny.
And it lives like,
Well, every argument I get from somebody, that's one of the talking points. Well, he's going to run for a third term, and he's Hitler, and he's.
Oh my God, the Hitler thing is just so stupid. If you want to meet a real Nazi, come hang out with Governor Hochul.
I know.
She is the worst. She's so corrupt, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you hear the stuff about the $9 billion Medicaid?
Go ahead. What is it?
Garbage she's got going on? I don't know. She's got some backdoor deals with people over Medicaid for like $9 billion. How's this woman still in office? How is she not impeached?
Because they got such a majority of Democrats in New York State, just like California, that they override the will of the people. And they just managed to do it. I think the elections, like, who knows what corruption is going on in New York State elections.
Well, her lieutenant governor just stepped down. Now he's talking about running for governor. Who? No one knows who you are.
Yeah.
No one cares.
I don't know who he is. Who is it?
That would be good if
a loser.
If a good Republican would run, we could take New York back.
Oh, he's already out campaigning.
Yeah,
for lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
Oh, I can change this. I can turn this state around. You ain't turning nothing around but your wallet and taking our money. You're just another dirtbag.
That's the problem with New York State. It's all about the politicians and nothing about the people. Oh, yeah, they'll pretend that they're doing things to help people. Oh, we want to help the people. We want to keep people safe. And all
they
this
want to
nonsense.
help you. Right into the poorhouse.
But the Democratic Party is starting to split at the seams. Now, they've become so toxic and divisive to the majority of Americans that even some faithful Democrats are calling out their own party. So here's an article in Daily Caller as well. It's really problematic. Dem senator throws Gavin Newsom under the bus and blames California for the party's toxic brand. Democrat Colorado Senator Michael Bennet disagreed with California Governor Gavin Newsom Sunday, acknowledging the party's brand problems, but blaming states like California and New York and their so-called educated elites. Newsom appeared on Real Time with Bill Maher, stating that his party brand was toxic, adding how Democrats talk down to voters on Meet the Press. We have a clip? Do we have a clip of this is actually a clip of Senator Michael Bennet.
The Democratic Party has lost touch with working people in our country at a time when 50 years of trickle-down economics has meant that most Americans feel like no matter how hard they work, their kids are not going to live a life better than the life they led. And I think the Democratic Party needs to use this moment of having been repudiated at the national level to figure out a creative and imaginative agenda for the 21st century that's going to lift the fortunes of working people and the middle class all across this country.
You know, California.
So you've got Democrats now actually realizing that they don't stand a chance if they continue their old ways. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I just don't understand how they're like getting along with this leftist garbage that's going on right now with all the Tesla. And none of them have denounced it.
None of them.
Well, I had one person on my Facebook feed today who was a big lefty denounce it. Thank God.
Yeah.
You know. But then somebody else says, well, you know, it's not really happening that often. Like, I don't care if it happens.
care how often.
It's only saved one life across state lines. That's what we care about, right?
Well, I like when they compare us boycotting Anheuser-Busch to their boycott of Tesla.
Right.
There was zero violence on our side.
Yeah.
You're all violence.
That's all violence. Yeah.
And then, you know, they're like, oh, well, you know, we're gonna fight. You can't fight. If we come out, listen.
If there was some sort of battle,
it would be brutal.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think they really have a clue how
they all talk,
how damaged they would actually be.
They're all talk.
Start coming over to your house with Molotov cocktails, right?
Well, that's what they would do. They would do that sort of thing. They would do destructive things
And then
like
wonder
that.
why they're getting shot at. That's what they would wonder.
Exactly.
So,
Idiots.
idiots.
Violence is the way for the lefties.
Well, and other violence they just disregard. Again, like we talked about with the Chicago kids getting killed, right? I just happened to Google this a second ago, week by week. 1 killed, 5 hurt. 4 killed, 5 hurt. 13 shot, 4 fatally. It's like on and on and on and on, and we never hear about that.
Because they're black kids. There's
Using
your
illegal
left-wing-
guns.
There's your left-wing racism right there.
Yeah.
You can bring up Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, all those ghetto inner city where they're killing each other left and right. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But you, that little white man with that gun, we need to take that away from you.
Because you have constitutional carry and my brother killed himself.
Right. Because we have a permit to carry, but we're not the ones out killing each other.
Right.
The black on black crime doesn't matter to the Democrats.
No.
Or any black politician.
You have a gun to protect yourself, not to go kill people.
Right.
We're not criminals.
Well, that's just it. It's the mindset of why some people have guns versus the mindset why other people steal guns or have them illegally or whatever. And it's really not about the guns. Everybody can have a gun. It's the mindset of the people holding it. And if you have a portion of society that is willing to kill other people, you have to deal with that portion of society.
Absolutely.
You have to deal with those people, keep them in jail.
It's always been there.
You don't take away our gun rights. It obviously doesn't work. They know it doesn't work. And like I said before, they understand what they're doing. They know that they're using the bad people and the actions that they take with firearms
Against us.
to push more gun legislation against us because we're the ones they really don't want to have
Nothing's
guns.
changing in the hood.
Well, of course not. They and that's another thing. The hood, where all those crimes are, and there's like 5 cities that create
Brutalized.
the majority of violence. And they use those numbers of gun-related deaths
as part of the whole
as part
number.
of the whole. Right. Go ahead.
No, that's it. It's a stupid argument. It's got nothing to do with anything. That's why my person I was talking to this week, I says, you take out gang violence, you take out suicides, and what are you left with? Let's look at what we're left with.
You're left with not much. Once you take out the gang violence, and okay, so here's the numbers real quick, basic numbers. 30 to 40,000 gun-related deaths. Right. You take out 60% of those are suicides. You got to take them out because we know that suicides aren't reduced in the absence of guns. You take out 60%, and then if you were to take out gang violence, you'd be left with a very small amount, a few thousand, of police encounters.
Right.
And accidental is minuscule. But the others, basically police encounters and legitimate murders or whatever. But it's a very small number.
Yeah, they use the killings of criminals against law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, of course.
And people fall for it.
I know. And the thing is, the people who are making these laws, people who make their way up to the legislature in these states are convinced this stuff from the time they're really young. So we have people in our, like New York State legislature, for instance, who are either completely clueless about the stuff that we talk about, or they know the truth and they just want to disarm.
They just follow what they're told. That's all it is. Do what you're told or you're out.
And they want to disarm their political opposition. They know that conservative Republicans are the ones who would stand up against tyranny. And they know that they want to be tyrannical, and they know that we must be the ones to be disarmed. Yep. It has nothing to do with keeping people safe. It has nothing to do with the gangs and all that stuff.
Because they ignore all the stuff that we actually would care about. Yeah. If you care about people, you would care about those things.
Well, that's like when black people complain about cops killing them. They don't kill a lot of you. Think about it. More white people are killed by cops than black people. Do you see us complaining about it? No.
I just look at it like whoever's committing the crimes.
And got what he needed. That's it. He's done. But they have a different chemical imbalance where they have to go, they're just killing us because, no. Number one, if you look at any video of an encounter, a cop would encounter with a black person, it's always aggressive.
Yeah.
Just shut your mouth.
Yeah.
For real. Just shut your mouth. Do what he's telling you to do, even though if you don't like it. And
deal with it at court if you have to.
Right. But to be a scumbaggetry douche.
That was that word. I was waiting for scumbaggetry.
And you wonder why they're getting aggressive.
Yeah, I know.
You're out all day dealing with people like that. And you're just like, listen, just give me my ticket. I'm going.
Who doesn't know that, though? I mean,
they
get pulled over.
They don't, though.
Be
If
nice.
you look at any video, it's right off the bat, 100% aggressive.
It's very aggressive, yeah.
You know who I am? I'm a lawyer. No one cares, dude.
Bad strategy.
Just get the ticket and fight it later.
And I think that's, since we're on the topic of racism today, I think that's why a certain portion of our society has been convinced that there's this racism against
the cops are out to get them.
Black people. Everybody's out to. Well, they're finding racism everywhere. Let me give you an example. The race baiters, they've even found a way to incorporate racism into every aspect of our American life. So as ridiculous as it is, they honestly believe that racism can be found everywhere if you look hard enough, like we're talking about. We've seen them claim that everything from math to success to being polite to others is racist. But in the following video, is Danny ready in the studio? In this following video, you'll see the new claim from the race hustlers. And this one, they really jumped the shark on this one. They try to say that somehow dieting is racist. It's true. It's unbelievable. But this is where the race baiters and the real racists in America are at. Can we play this clip?
Same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
But this is how.
So she thinks that white women lose weight faster than her because she's black and she's losing it slower.
Could it be that she eats way too much and
be
doesn't
anything.
move and doesn't move a whole lot? I mean, could that be the problem? You're just fat and you don't take care of yourself?
You can draw before making it racist.
Or
that's for
genetically,
sure.
you're just not able to lose weight fast. Your metabolism is probably slower. Stupid science.
But it has nothing to do with
racism. What do you think? The potatoes calling you names?
Oh my God, that
John's
woman
racist towards me. He calls me fat all the time.
That woman
He called me from the McDonald's drive-thru the other day, and I said, "No
It was
appetizers,"
Burger King,
and he
number
ordered
one.
a rodeo burger for an appetizer.
It was Burger King. I don't eat it.
Oh my God. Well, that woman deserves a knuckle sandwich.
Knuckle sandwich.
Oh, geez.
Pizza's yelling at her.
Now, was that on a TV show that she was saying that?
That was looked like she was on some sort of talk show. And you can see the other women in the audience going, agreeing.
A damn steak was swearing at me, calling me names.
Wow.
But this is the type of brainwashing that's been done.
That's the dumbest crap I've ever heard in my life.
But you keep pushing this idea of racism when it doesn't exist. And you keep pushing it on people who are vulnerable and can't really think, like this woman who can't think logically, it appears to me.
I don't
We
care.
don't
I don't care. I mean, if white people are getting killed by cops, hey, bro, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't care. Has nothing to do with me.
I know.
Nothing.
But people internalize racism the way it's being propagandized in America. They internalize it and they make it part of their ideology, part of their thought process. And
Well, they've been taught to project all this stuff on people, and it's hard to talk them out of that because they weren't really talked into it logically. They were talked into it emotionally by being bombarded over and over and over and having all the consensus. Yeah, that's right.
And then when they don't see it in the world and they know that they should be seeing this racism occur, when they don't see it, they literally create it. Like this woman, creating racism out of dieting.
Math is racist.
Right. Math is racist.
2 plus 2 is white.
Jussie Smollett.
He's an idiot.
Jussie
Another
Smollett.
idiot.
He didn't see any racism that night. He created it. He created the illusion. There's another woman who just got arrested for
making a noose on her desk.
noose on her desk.
Yeah.
So
What the heck is wrong?
what I think happens here is that they believe that all this racism is out there and it's everywhere because they've been taught and conditioned to believe it.
They don't see it, so they make it.
They make it happen because that justifies their beliefs, right?
That's a mental illness.
It's just unbelievable.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. I don't. You can't. People can try to call us racist for talking about it, but listen, like I said, I don't care.
I don't care.
You get shot by a cop and you're black, that's your fault.
I got a lot of black friends. I got a lot of black friends, and I think that they would probably agree.
Absolutely agree. Don't be stupid.
Normal people would agree.
Yeah. Rational thinking.
Brainwashed morons will never agree.
So the push should be, let's have less stupid people. Let's teach everybody good strategies. So things like when you get pulled over by the police, this is what you do.
Yeah.
I've been pulled over by the police dozens and dozens
Everybody
of times in my
hates
life.
it.
I never
Everybody
went to
hates it.
jail.
Yeah.
And, I never had any kind of confrontation.
I don't
with
scream at
anybody.
them.
Yeah.
You pig, you dirt. But these guys are. I mean, they got their window cracked this big, camera going.
And here's another thing, and it's
stop.
not only black people. It's liberal women doing a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah, it's definitely, trust me, it's stupid white people too. We're not just bashing black people. There are some stupid white people. And the Karens are the best.
The Karens do that all the time. You see all sorts of videos of Karens.
I know my rights.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I pulled you over for speeding. That's it.
Right.
Here's
You have
your
no
ticket.
right to speed.
Here's your ticket. See you in court. That's it. It used to be that simple back in the day. Now we got videos. We got them escalating because they're looking for money. They want you to take them out of the car and beat the hell out of them because they're going to get money.
That's terrible.
That's like all the George Floyd things coming down. People are all broken up about it. You think his family's broken up about it? They got $60 million. You think they cared about him?
About their son?
Daddy was never in his life, but he got $60 million.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. I could do without Anthony for $60 million.
I could do without both of you for $60 million.
Let's move on. Here's an article by Breitbart. Elon Musk threatens lawsuit after ex-squad member Jamal Bowman calls him a Nazi thief on CNN. I guess
What did he steal?
Danny said we don't have that clip, but Elon Musk threatened to sue former Democrat. Do we have that clip or no?
He's incompetent. He's a thief. He's a Nazi, and people don't trust him.
Okay. So Elon Musk threatened to sue former Democrat Representative Jamal Bowman after the ex-squad member called him a Nazi and a thief during an appearance on CNN Thursday. Bowman, who lost last July's Democrat primary following a series of anti-Semitic controversies and a Capitol stunt resulting in his criminal conviction, told the panel of commentators that the American people do not trust Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is incompetent in his position. Wasn't this the guy who pulled the
fire alarm?
Pulled the fire alarm because they knew that a vote was not going to go their way, so they wanted to pull. So he pulls the fire alarm to evacuate.
So
everyone.
I want to know what Elon is stealing.
Yeah. Well, he called him an incompetent thief and a Nazi.
What's he stealing?
I don't know. I think what he's doing is he's eliminating all these crooks from being able to steal from taxpayers. He's stopping all that, and maybe this guy is one of them. I don't know.
They're all crooks. They're all like running scared.
They're running. And another thing is Pocahontas there. What's her name?
Warren.
Senator Warren.
She's a dirtbag.
She was one of the first ones to come out and say and oppose this whole USAID research now. Of course. We're looking into them. And a whole list of names has recently come out of people who were involved in certain projects that were getting money from USAID, and her name was on the list. So it's no surprise that she would be trying to.
Did you see the Jon Stewart video of the guy explaining to him where $42 billion went for broadband internet that no one signed up for?
No one.
Not one house, right?
Not one house.
Yeah.
So Jon Stewart, now maybe Jon Stewart's finally seeing how his party is, because he was mind blown. He goes, step 14. He goes,
right. He went through all the steps you have to go through in order for anything
are
to
you
happen.
effing
Never
kidding me? Are you awake, John?
Yeah.
Are you awake, Mr.
Well,
Stewart?
that was the same thing as Elon was explaining when he was sending the rockets up. He's got to do studies on sharks and whales and all this stuff in order to make sure that if it falls down, you're not going to hurt anything when it comes around. And also, I heard that Trump is going to have dinner with Bill Maher, supposedly.
I heard,
Because Kid Rock asked him to.
Well, Bill Maher's another one. He's on that fence
he's on
where
the-
he's
he's on
always
the cusp.
he talks a lot of crap, but then he knows.
Every once in a while, Bill Maher says something that I
He
really
does, but
agree
he's-
with. Yeah.
he's playing
He
both
just had
sides of the
such
game.
bad TDS for so long that it was hard because you get him to a certain point. And he just
But I bet you when he meets with Trump, he'll love him afterwards.
Absolutely.
Because he's not the person you think he is.
Everybody loves Trump.
Let me get to one of our sponsors real quick. LifeWave is a non-transdermal patch that allows your body to produce its own natural pharmacy through light energy. The X39 patch tells your body to emit heat in the form of light, which reflects back into your body, elevating a certain copper peptide. Now, this peptide activates your stem cells, which are the only type that can move throughout your body to heal inflammation. LifeWave offers an affordable membership and has a history of wellness that spans 20 years. It's been around since 2004 to help organizations like SEAL Team 6 and the Olympic swim team stay awake and alert. Today, these non-addictive patches are used by thousands of athletes and military professionals. LifeWave is available in over 80 countries, giving millions the opportunity of maximum wellness. So for more information, testimonials, and patents and studies, go to justpatch.biz, justpatch.biz. Next on our list of, we're running out of time here, but I want to get to this story. Governor Abbott from Texas. Abbott says, let's see here. Sharia cities are not allowed in Texas. So there's this controversy that erupted after reports surfaced that the East Plano Islamic Center is developing a 402-acre planned community center around a mosque and Islamic school. Texas Governor Abbott is making it clear that Sharia cities have no place in the state, responding to growing concerns over the planned Epic City. It's called Epic City Development in Josephine, Texas. Do we have, what do we have on that? Do we have a clip or a video? Oh, so there's the clip. Yes, there's the photo of the tweet. Amy Meck, a commentator with RAIR Foundation, raised alarms about the project in a viral post on X, describing it's a walled-off Islamic community built around Sharia, not American values. She also alleged that the federal government was indirectly subsidizing the project through tax deductions, as home buyers would be contributing to the construction of the religious facility. But Abbott claims that it's not happening. Now, here's a little twist to this whole thing. And they have an article on this. It says Texas Muslim town plans face opposition. And what they're saying is Governor Abbott has insisted that Sharia law is not allowed in Texas. The project called Epic City is being orchestrated by the East Plano Islamic Center. But you get down to the article and they say the Epic City project is being managed by Community Capital Partners, which was created by East Plano Islamic Center for the purpose. Preliminary plans show over 1,000 houses, a mosque, a faith-based school, retail shops, and community college split between two sections. However, the plan has attracted skepticism from Abbott. Of course it should. I would do the same thing. We can't have Sharia law within
our country.
It
shouldn't be in our country.
Exactly. Responding to MEC, Abbott posted, "To be clear, Sharia law is not allowed in Texas, nor are Sharia cities, nor are no-go zones," which this project seems to imply. And they said, we will not enforce blanket. The statement to the Dallas Morning News said they added, "We will not enforce blanket bans on any group of people, but we will conduct thorough, individualized assessments of prospective buyers to ensure they align with our goals of safety and security." So they're trying to say what this group is saying is that Community Capital Partners insisted they would obey the Fair Housing Act, which bans discrimination in housing based on certain characteristics, including religion. So what they're saying is they insisted they would obey the Fair Housing Act. So they're trying to capitalize on this Fair Housing Act, which bans the discrimination of housing based on certain characteristics, including religion. So the people who want this thing are saying basically Abbott is violating the Fair Housing Act. What are your thoughts?
Well, if they're going to make a city or whatever, they must have to apply for some kind of legal status, right? You can't just put a bunch of houses together and call it a city.
Yeah, well, the idea that they want to create this whole community
and only their Muslim people can live there. You can't segregation. You can't do that.
Right. Well, you can't have laws within our American laws.
They have in Paris where you can't go to certain parts of the city because they're all controlled by the Muslims.
Isn't there a town in near Minneapolis?
Oh, I don't know.
That's all Sharia.
We should go.
And they have a no-go zone. Cops can't even go in. It's crazy.
Who allowed that? How is that even allowed in America?
It's crazy. It's got to be stopped. And I was just watching a podcast of Jordan Peterson and this guy, I forget his name, talking about how he exposed these radical Muslims for raping little 12-year-old girls, and he ended up going to jail for uncovering the violations.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Anyway, we got so much more we can talk about, but we got to go. So thanks for watching Loaded Mic on Rumble, YouTube, and all our podcast platforms. My name is Dan Wass, and the Second Amendment is not a privilege. It's your right.